Maybe the story of her life.
This heart of mine, I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the tie that binds. Because you're mine, I walk the line.
Before we get started, I want to introduce myself. My real name is Ric Herrington, and I live just a mile over the road. I performed this Johnny Cash tribute from Devon, Ipswich. Night before last, I was in Inverness, so it's real nice to be at home. And I feel at home here at the Nazarene Church. Technical. Tonight was billed Johnny Cash, his music, his story. Johnny Cash was born in 1932, and he died just 5 years ago at 71. Here's a couple more pictures of his. That's him at 8 years old, down during one of his first recording sessions. He was personal friends with Elvis Presley. His second wife was June Carter, and that's him just within a year before he died. A few more pictures of Johnny Cash. The country singer Merle Haggard said, Johnny Cash had a famous song called I Walk the Line, and Merle Haggard said, Johnny Cash did everything but walk the line. He made up his own rules as he went along. Even his last ABC television show, when it was about to be cut, because the producers were upset that he was bringing gospel onto the TV show, thinking that it would upset people. His last show was a gospel special, and he did the show with the shirt tails out. Once a rebel, always a rebel. So this first song will probably say a little bit about his life, because he was known as the Man in Black. Hello, I'm Cash. Back.
Well, you wonder why I always dress in black. Well, you never see bright colors on my back. Why does my appearance seem to have a somber tone? There's a reason for the things that I had on. I wear the black for the poor and beaten down, living in the hopeless, hungry side of town. I wear it for the prisoner who has long paid for his crime, but he's there because he's a victim of the times. Where we're doing mighty fine, I do suppose, in our streak of lightning cars and fancy clothes. Just so we're reminded of the ones who are held back. Up front there ought to be a man in black. And I wear it for the sick and lonely old, and the reckless ones whose bad trip left them cold. I wear the black in mourning for the lives that should have been. Each week we lose 100 fine young men. And I wear it for those who've never read or listened to the words that Jesus said about the road to happiness through love and charity. Well, you think he's talking straight to you and me. And I wear it for the thousands who died, believing that the Lord was on their side. And I wear it for another 100,000 who have died, believing that we all were on their side. Well, things will never be right, I know, and things need changing everywhere you go. But till we make a start to make a few things right, you'll never see me in a suit of white. Well, I love to wear a rainbow every day and tell the world that everything's okay. But I'll try to carry off a little darkness on my back till things are brighter. I'm a man in black.
Johnny Cash grew up in Des, Arkansas, and kind of in poverty. It was after the Great Depression, and his father got a government farm, and they grew cotton. But he spent all his days out picking cotton, planting cotton, digging the fields. But his mother was singing hymns and gospel songs the whole time. So all his childhood growing up, he was singing all the great old hymns of the time. And then in the 50s, he went into the Air Force. And that's when he bought his first guitar and started writing songs. And when he went back to Memphis, he married his first wife and bugged Sam Phillips, its son recording studio, to record him. And his first song was called Hey Porter, but the radio stations didn't really pick up on it. But after 3 months, somebody discovered the flip side, and this was Johnny's first hit.
Everybody knows you where the sun goes down. I think you only live to see the lights of town. I wasted my time when I would try. When I turn around and walk away, you'll cry. Soon your sugar daddies will all be gone. You'll wake up one cold day and find you're alone. You'll call to me, but I'm gonna tell you bye. When I remind you of all of this, you're gonna cry. You're gonna cry, and you'll cry alone. When everyone's forgotten and you're left on your own, you're gonna cry. Tell you're gonna cry. When your fickle love gets old, no one will care for you. You'll come back to me for a little love that's true. You'll call to me and I'm gonna tell you bye. When I remind you of all of this, you're gonna cry. You're gonna cry, and you'll cry alone. When everyone's forgotten and you're left on your own, you're gonna cry.
Thank you very much. You guys are so much better than the people in the pubs.
You're sober.
So am I. Okay, I was saying Johnny grew up in Des, Arkansas. In 1939, when he was 5 years old, the Mississippi flooded its banks. And eventually they had to leave their home because it flooded. Water was everywhere. And as much as it was a disaster, the following year they had the best cotton crops ever because all that sludge and stuff from the Mississippi all got into the land and fertilized the soil, and they had the best cotton crop they ever had. But later on in Johnny's life, Johnny wrote a song that talked about how high's the water, mama? 2 feet high and rising. How high's the water, papa? She said 2 feet high and rising. But we can make it to the road in a homemade boat. It's the only thing that we got left that'll float. It's all over all the wheats and the oats. 2 feet high and rising. How high's the water, mama? She said 3 feet high and rising. How high's the water, papa? She said 3 feet high and rising. Well, highs are gone, I've lost my bees. Chickens are sleeping in the willow trees. Cows in water up past their knees. 3 feet high and rising. How high's the water, mama? She said 4 feet high and rising. How high's the water, papa? She said 4 feet high and rising. Well, hey, come look through the window pane. Bus is coming, gonna take us through the train. Looks like we'll be best with a little more rain. 4 feet high and rising. How high's the water, mama? She said 5 feet high and rising. How high's the water, papa? She said 5 feet high and rising. Well, the rails are washed out north of town. We gotta get to higher ground. Can't come back till the water comes down. 5 feet high and rising. Well, it's 5 feet high and rising. All right, this is fun. I think Johnny's going to show up tonight. This next song is from his early part of his career. It's about chasing a woman up and down the Mississippi and getting all heartbroken and stuff. Johnny knew how to write the cry in your beer kind of songs, you know. Well, I taught the weeping willow how to cry, and showed the clouds how to cover up a clear blue sky. But the tears that I cry for that woman are gonna flood you, big river, and I'm gonna sit right here until I die. Well, I met her accidentally in St. Paul, Minnesota, and it tore me up every time I heard her drawl, southern drawl. And I heard my dream went back down stream to Davenport, and I followed you, big river, when you called. Hey! Then you took me to St. Louis later on, down the river, and a freighter said she's been here, but she's gone, boy, she's gone. But I found a trail in Memphis, but she just walked up the bluff, raised a few eyebrows, and then went down alone. Now won't you batten down by Baton Rouge, River Queen, roll it on. Take that woman on down to New Orleans, New Orleans. Go on, I've had enough, dump my blues down in the Gulf. She loves you, big river, more than me. Well, I taught the weeping willow how to cry, 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 and showed the clouds how to cover up a clear blue sky. But the tears that I cry for that woman are gonna flood you, big river, and I'm gonna sit right here until I die. you very much. This next song, Johnny Cash actually wrote for Elvis Presley, but the producer they had at the time wouldn't let Elvis record it, kept it for Johnny. You know, a lot of the young people today listen to this rap and hip-hop music, and I tell them, you need to go back and listen to Johnny Cash. Because Johnny Cash knew how to bust a rhyme like nobody in the history of popular music. He could rhyme words that couldn't rhyme. Bono from the band U2 came out one time and said, Johnny even searched for notes that didn't even exist. And this is one of my favorites. So if I get a little goofy, let me get away with it. It's called Get Rhythm. As soon as the band's ready. Hey, get rhythm. When you get the blues, come on, get rhythm. When you get the blues, a rock and roll feeling in your bones, put taps on your toes and get going, get rhythm. When you get the blues, a little shoe-shine boy can never be low down, but he's got the dirtiest job in town. Bending low at the people's feet on a windy corner of a dirty street. When I asked him what I shine my shoes, how to keep from getting the blues, he grinned as he raised his little head, he popped a shoe-shine rag, and then he said, get rhythm. When you get the blues, come on, get rhythm. When you get the blues, a jump in rhythm makes you feel so fine. It'll take all the words off your troubled mind. Get rhythm. When you get the blues, our guitar. Put taps on your toes and get going, get rhythm. When you get the blues. Well, I sat and listened to shoe-shine boy, and I thought I was gonna jump for joy. He slapped on the shoe polish and then right, he took a shoe-shine rag and held it tight. He stopped once to watch the sweat away. This is one little boy to be working that way. He said, I like it with a big white grin. Kept on popping and he said it again, get rhythm. When you get the blues, come on, get rhythm. When you get the blues, it only costs a dime, just a nickel. The shoe does $1 million, with good for you, get rhythm. When you get the blues. All right, thank you very much. If you read Johnny's autobiography, he'll tell you that this next song to him was a nightmare because he had finished this song and was out on the road, but the producers are guys with a different kind of mind, says, oh, we got to have a hit on the pop charts as well as the country charts. So he took this song at Johnny's and brought in a barbershop quartet and a soprano singer. Although it was one of Johnny's biggest early hits, Johnny hated what they did to his song. There's a story in our town about the prettiest girl around. Golden hair and eyes of blue, how those eyes could flash at you. Boys hung round her by the store, but she loved the boy next door, working at the candy store. She was tops and all they said, it never once went through her head. She had everything it seems, not a careless teenage queen. Other boys could offer more, but she loved the boy next door, working at the candy store. candy store. He would marry her next spring, saved his money, bought a ring. Then one day a movie scout came to town to take her out. Hollywood was at her door, so she left the boy next door, working at the candy store. Very soon she was a star, pretty house and shiny car, swimming pool and a fence around, but she missed her old hometown. Hollywood was at her door, all except the boy next door, working at the candy store. Very soon the teenage star sold her house and all her cars, gave up all her wealth and fame, left it all and caught a train. Do I have to tell you more? She came back to the boy next door, working at the candy store. Now the story has some more, you can hear it all at the candy store. Johnny Cash, growing up where he did in Arkansas, they lived next to the railroad tracks. In the early days when his dad didn't have enough money, he'd jump on the railroad tracks, go to the next town, and do some day work, and come back. And when he had his TV show, he had a section every week, Riding the Rails. He had an album called Riding the Rails. He wrote dozens of songs with references to trains, because that's what he knew. And I'd like to do one of my favorites of his railroad songs. As soon as the band's ready. Hey, look yonder coming down that railroad track. Hey, look yonder coming down that railroad track. It's the Orange Blossom Special, bringing my baby back. Well, I'm going down the Salt Coast and put some sand in my shoes, maybe airskin, and get some sand in my shoes. I'll ride the Orange Blossom Special and lose these New York blues.
Going back to Florida.
When am I going back to Florida? I don't reckon I ever will go back to Florida.
Ain't you worried about getting engagement in New York?
Well, I don't care if I do-da, 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 do-da. They talk about a rambling, she's the fastest train on the line. They talk about a traveling,
She's the fastest train on the line. I'll ride the Orange Blossom Special. There's not a seaboard line. Incidentally, that's the real Orange Blossom Special in the graphic there. Pretty train, wasn't one of those big old black locomotives. Gonna do an anti-drug song for you now. This was featured in a movie, featured on the album San Quentin. Early one morning while making the rounds, I took a shot of cocaine and I shot my woman down. Went right home and I went to bed. I stuck that loving 44 beneath my head. Got up next morning and I grabbed that gun. Took a shot of cocaine and away I run. Made a good run, but I run too slow. They overtook me down in Juarez, Mexico. Laid in a hot joint, taking a pill. In walked the sheriff from Jericho Hill. He said, Willie, your name is not Jack Brown. You're the dirty hack that shot your woman down. Oh yes, my name is Willie Lee. If you got a warrant, just read it to me. Shot her down because she made me slow. I thought I was her daddy, but she had 5 more. When I was arrested, I was dressed in black. They put me on a train and they took me back. Had no friend there to throw my bail. They struck my dried up carcass in the county jail. Early next morning by 9:30, I spied the sheriff walking down the line. The sheriff coughed as he cleared his throat. He said, come on, you dirty hack, into the district court. Into the courtroom my trial began, where I was held by 12 honest men. Before the jury started out, I saw that little judge commence to look about. In about 5 minutes, in walked a man, holding the verdict in his right hand. The verdict read in the first degree. Lordy, 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 have mercy on me. The judge, he smiled as he picked up his pen. 99 years in a federal pen. 99 years underneath that ground. I can't forget the day I shot that woman down. Come on, you all, listen unto me. Stay off Scottish whiskey and let that cocaine be. Okay, we're going to do one more song. We're going to take a short intermission, and then we'll be back with some more Johnny Cash classics. But make sure you warm up your voices, because we'll be expecting everybody to sing along when I come back. You know, this song was written by a man named Shel Silverstein, and I don't know if he would be politically correct today like he was back in 1968, because his daytime job was writing children's stories, and his nighttime job was drawing cartoons for an adult magazine. But Johnny heard this song the night before he recorded it. In fact, there's a solicitor named after his mother in Johnny's town of Hendersonville, Tennessee. Well, my dad left home when I was 3. Didn't leave much for my mom and me. Just this old guitar and an empty bottle of booze. Well, I don't blame him because he run and hid, but the meanest thing that he ever did was before he left, he went and named me Sue. Well, he must thought that it was quite a joke, and it got lots of laughs from lots of folks. Seems I had to fight my whole life through. Some guy would giggle and I'd get red, and some guy laughing I'd bust his head. You know, life ain't easy for a boy named Sue. Well, I grew up quick and I grew up mean. My fists got hard, my wits got keen. Broke from town to town to hide my shame. But I made me a vow to the moon and stars that I'd search the honky-tonks and bars and kill that man. Give me that awful name. Well, it was Gatlinburg in mid-July, and I just hit town and my throat was dry, and I thought I'd stop and have myself a brew. Having an old saloon on a street of mud, there at a table, feeling studs, got the dirty mangy dog who named me Sue. Well, I knew that snake was my own sweet dad from a worn-out picture that my mama had, and I knew that scar's cheek in his evil eye. He was big and bent, gray and old, and I looked at him and my blood ran cold, and I said, "My name is Sue. How do you do? Now you're gonna die." Yeah, that's what I told him. Well, I hit him hard, right between the eyes, and he went down, but to my surprise, someone with a knife and cut off a piece of my ear. But I busted a chair right across the street, then we crashed through the wall and into the street. You can hit a gouge in the mud with blood and beer. I tell you, I fought tougher men, but I really can't remember when. He kicked like a mule and I bit like a crocodile. I heard him laughing, then I heard him cussing, and he reached for his gun. I pulled mine first, and he just stood there looking at me, and I saw him smile. He said, "Son, this world is rough. And if a man's gonna make it, he's gotta be tough." And I knew I wouldn't be there to help you along. So I give you that name and I said goodbye, and I knew you'd have to get tough or die. And it's that name that helped to make you strong. He said, "Now you just fought one hell of a fight, and I know you hate me and you got the right to kill me now, and I wouldn't blame you if you do. But you ought to thank me before I die for the growl of your guts and spit in your eye. I'm the son of a gun that named you Sue. What could I do? What could I do? I got all choked up and threw down my gun. Called my pa and he called me a son, and come away with a different point of view." And I think about him now and then. Every time I try and every time I win. And if I ever have a son, I think I'm gonna name him Paul or Robert or John or anything but Sue. You know, I still hate that. It's the part of the show that's the sing-along. So we're going to put the words on the screen. Now this song here, there was a fellow named Chris Christopherson. He was a clever guy, Rhodes Scholar, meant he was a brain, flew helicopters with the Army, but he gave it all up because he wanted to be a pop idol. He wanted to write songs and sing songs, so he moved to Nashville with his wife, lived on nothing, became a minimum wage janitor at the CBS recording studios, and he was told, "Don't give any of your songs away." 3 times he gave June Carter a tape, 3 times he found his tape in the bin. But being a man of perseverance, like Nick back there, one day he flew the helicopter, landed in Johnny Cash's front garden in Hendersonville, Tennessee, and stepped out of the helicopter with a beer in one hand and a cassette tape in the other. And the rest is musical history. Well, I woke up Sunday morning with no way to hold my head that didn't hurt. And the beer I had for breakfast wasn't bad, so I had one more for dessert. And I fumbled through my closet, through my clothes, and found my cleanest dirty shirt. You know, you can sing along. And I washed my face and combed my hair and stumbled down the stairs to meet the day. I smoked my mind the night before with cigarettes and songs that I was picking. But I lit my first and watched a small kid cussing at a can he was kicking. And I hid across the street and smelled the Sunday smell of someone frying a chicken. And Lord, it took me back to something that I lost somewhere, somehow along the way. Come on, let's sing along. On a Sunday morning sidewalk, I'm wishing the Lord that I was stoned. 'Cause there's something in a Sunday that makes a body feel alone. There's nothing short of dying that's half as lonesome as the sound of a sleeping city sidewalk and Sunday morning coming down. In the park I saw a daddy with a laughing little girl that he was swinging. And I stopped beside the Nazarene church and listened to the songs they were singing. Then somewhere down the street I heard the lonely bell of one church bell ringing. And it echoed through the canyons like the disappearing dreams of yesterday. On Sunday morning sidewalk, I'm wishing, Lord, that I was stoned. 'Cause there's something in a Sunday that makes a body feel alone. There's nothing short of dying that's half as lonesome as the sound of a sleeping city sidewalk and Sunday morning coming down. All right, thank you. Now, Johnny's done this song in concert, and he'd say, "Oh, here's a song I wrote about Ireland." No, you didn't. Or people would come up, "Oh, that's a great traditional Irish song." Being a songwriter myself, the thing that I'm embarrassed about, Johnny used a road map. Well, and sitting in the back seat driving through Ireland, but he picked out the names of all these towns off a road map. I don't think he was really in all these places, but he crafted this song. And I did it for the first time in a nursing home, East Bank Care Home, east side of Glasgow, and I was so shocked when I saw all these pensioner ladies. All of them were moving their mouths. So I expect to see you do the same. 40 Shades of Green. Green, green, 40 shades of green. I close my eyes and picture the emerald of the sea, from the fishing boats that dingle to the shores of Dundee. I miss the river Shannon and the folks at Skippery, the moorlands and the meadows and their 40 shades of green. But most of all I miss a girl in Tipperary town, and most of all I miss her lips, the soft desire down. Again I want to see and do the things we've done and seen, where the breeze is sweet as Shalimar and there's 40 shades of green. One more arm. Green, green, 40 shades of green. I wish that I could spend an hour at Dublin's churning surf. I'd love to watch the farmers drain the bogs and churn the earth, to see again the thrashing of the straw the women glean. I'd walk from Cork to Larne to see the 40 shades of green. But most of all I miss a girl in Tipperary town, and most of all I miss her lips, the soft desire down. Again I want to see and do the things we've done and seen, where the breeze is sweet as Shalimar and there's 40 shades of green. Green, green, 40 shades of green.
All right, thank you. Where were you in 1972? You were probably driving one of those three-wheel Reliants, huh? Am I reading your mail? Listening to an 8-track tape? If you weren't around in 72, there was probably somebody driving a three-wheel Reliant thinking, someday I'm going to have a little girl. Someday I'm going to have a little boy. You were gleaming somebody's eye in 1972. But if you were watching the telly at Christmas, 1972, this song was #2 on Top of the Pops. This is a good sing-along too.
Stood on the ground, weighed 235 pounds, but I saw a giant of a man brought down to his knees by love. He was the kind of man would gamble on luck, look you in the eyes and never back up. But I saw him crying like a little whip-top because of love. You can't see it with your eyes, hold it in your hand, but I told you that was alright. Trying to up the rule on a really man, this thing called love. It can lift you up, never let you down, take your world and turn it all around. Ever since time, nothing's ever been found stronger than love. Men like me, they struggle and doubt, trouble their minds day in and day out, too busy with a living to worry about a little word called love. But when I see a mother's tenderness as she holds a young close to her breast, then I think stole the heart of any man, this thing called love. It can lift you up, never let you down, take your world and turn it all around. Ever since time, nothing's ever been found stronger than love. Ever since time, nothing's ever been found stronger than love.
All right. This one here, we need your participation on. Especially the young people.
Love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring. I'm bound by wild desire. I fell into a ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher, and it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire. I fell into a great big rubber tire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher, and it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire. The taste of love is sweet. Oh, and hearts like ours meet. I feel for you like a child. Oh, when the fire went wild, I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher, and it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire. Again. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher, and it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire. Burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire. The ring of fire, the ring of fire. The ring of fire. You guys are good.
Can you pull the guitar and give me a lot of reverb on this one? Here's a little history lesson, young folks. In the old days, it was just Johnny Cash on the acoustic guitar. He had Luther Perkins playing that electric Fender. Marshall Grant played the upright bass. And if my fingers work, I can do this right. Close enough. But Johnny Cash always liked the sound of a snare drum. But they didn't have a drummer until 1960, when Fluke Holland joined the band. So in the old days, Johnny would put a little piece of paper in his guitar, like this, just because, to get that little effect. This is a song he wrote to his first wife about faithfulness and unrequited love. Title of a couple movies, maybe the story of her life.
because you're mine. I walk the line. Very, very easy to be true. I find myself alone when each day's through. Yes, I'll admit that I'm a fool for you, because you're mine. I walk the line. Sure as night is dark and day is light, I keep you on my mind both day and night. And happiness I know proves that it's right, because you're mine. I walk the line. You got a way to keep me on your side. You give me cause for love that I can't hide. For you I know I'd even try to turn the tide, because you're mine. I walk the line. I keep close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the tide that binds, because you're mine. I walk the line. Because you're mine, I walk the line.
There's something about walking the line. The Bible talks about our lives and how we're supposed to put things line upon line and precept upon precept. And there's only one line to the cross. And it's my prayer that you find it tonight, if you don't know it. Johnny Cash, in his days, kind of walked to the left of the line, walked to the right of the line, but he kept his eyes on the prize up until his final days. That sounds good, thank you. If you know this guy, Carl Perkins, he wrote that song, Blue Suede Shoes. More for money, for show. Thank you. Paul McCartney in an interview said there'd be no Beatles if it wasn't for Carl Perkins. Their early albums, they recorded 5, 6, 7 of his songs. That's probably how he got paid his rent. But Carl Perkins wrote this song for Johnny Cash, and this will be the last one I do tonight. And I would like you all to sing along in 4-part harmony. Everybody get this song? Daddy sang bass.
I remember when I was a lad, times were hard, things were bad. There's silver lining behind every cloud. Poor people, that's all we were, trying to make a living out of black land earth. But we get together in a circle, singing loud. Daddy sang bass,
Mama sang tenor,
me and little brother joined right in there, singing seems to help a troubled soul. One of these days, and it won't be long, we're gonna join them in a song. We're gonna join the family circle round the throne. No, the circle won't be broken. By and by, Lord, by and by. Daddy sang bass,
Mama sang tenor,
me and little brother were going right in there, in the sky, Lord, in the sky. join all of us. You can hear us singing for a country mile. Now the brother is done gone on, but we'll rejoin him in a song. Gonna join the family circle at the throne. Daddy sang bass,
Mama sang tenor.
your little brother will join right in there. Singing the scenes that have my troubled soul. One of these days it won't be long, we're gonna join them in a song. We're gonna join the family circle at the throne. No, the circle won't be broken. By and by, Lord, by and by. Up there, come on. Daddy sang bass,
Mama sang tenor.
me and little brother will join right in there. In the sky, Lord, in the sky. In the sky, Lord, in the sky.
Thank you very much. Good Pastor Robert.
I was going to be the backing band or something like that. Some of the guys up the back were doing a bit of line dancing, and I thought maybe we should clear some of the chairs and let you all have a go. Thank you very much for being here. I hope you've enjoyed it. And let's give Rick another round of applause. These guys at the back know I hate things like this, and so that's why I'm shouting my name. Do you want me to sing one? Just before you leave, Rick is actually... Rick is going to sing one more in just a minute to finish off. Well, not to finish us off. If we just want to say that we do hold events and things like that through the course of the year. Somewhere in a seat around about you there is a kind of response and information card. Some of the things that Rick has been sharing about Johnny Cash's story, about his own story. Maybe you've been affected by it. Some of the things you want to know more about church, about God, about the relationship with God that Rick has been talking about tonight. Fill in one of these, give us your details, we'll put you on our mailing list. We can give you some information of things that's going on. These are just around in the seat in front of you. We'd be glad to keep in touch with you. Thanks also for doing for the work of Crisis. We do value all that the Crisis Centre does, and tonight really is an evening where we wanted to bring to the forefront the work of Crisis. So thank you for your giving. I don't really have the tally yet of the offering, but that will pass everything on to Jean. At the end, there are still CDs and things available for you to buy, but let's give Rick one more round of applause and he's going to finish it off.
Don't got the words, you're just going to have to look at this one. You know this one. Come on, when's the band ready? Come on, band.
I hear the train coming, it's rolling around the bend. I ain't seen sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on. But the train keeps rolling down on the San Antonio. Oh, when I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy, don't ever play with guns. Well, I shot a man in their skin just to watch him die. Every time I hear that whistle, I hang my head and cry. mine. I bet I'd move it on a little farther down the line. Park Folsom Prison, that's where I want to stay. And I let that lonesome whistle blow my blues away. Thank you, that was a great night. And just remember, the reason we're here is for crisis counseling. If you wake up in the middle of the night and want to write a check, you can find our address in the phone book, and it's an ongoing work, so it's not a one-off. And I hope I can come back and raise some money for them here or somewhere else again, for they're doing good work. But God bless you all. Go in peace.